What's going on, guys? Welcome back. And today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the Daily Bugle LEGO set images and the images of the new Star Wars sets that were released today. Now, that is the reason why I did not do the Daily Bugle sooner, or did not do a video on the Daily Bugle sooner, because I wanted to wait for more set images to release so then I could kind of double up and give both my thoughts on the new Star Wars sets and the Daily Bugle set. And my buddy Cool Israel Animations and a few others recommended that I do this, so I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the Daily Bugle set. Now, as weird as it seems for such a massive set, I don't really have a lot of personal thoughts or attachments to the set. I think this set is a real treat to Marvel fans, comic book fans, it's a real treat to all of them, and it does feel like, the ultimate Marvel set. It is a really large set, and it has the largest amount of minifigures ever included in a LEGO set, beating out the Death Star, which had 23. So that's quite an achievement on its own, and you get characters in LEGO that I think a lot of people have been waiting for years. You've finally got Daredevil and Blade, and I believe the Punisher, and then there's kind of some obscure ones like Black Cat and some that I'm not really well-versed with, or kind of characters I don't know a lot about, but it still looks very cool. It's a very large kind of, I guess it's an accurate-looking set. I mean, the Daily Bugle looks different like everything, right? So I guess there's no real, accurate, perfect depiction of it, but this set looks excellent, and this is the kind of LEGO set that I appreciate, because people seem to have misinterpreted what I said in my original video, because a few people kind of commented negatively on my previous video where I complained about the Marvel Infinity Saga sets, and how one of my complaints in that video was that they are overpriced, and people didn't get that complaint because LEGO overprices things all the time, and it's like complaining about a UCS set being overpriced or something. It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. My problem with the Marvel sets is that, okay, let's say a set like the Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, that one's obviously kind of meant for collectors. I don't think a lot of kids want a giant LEGO Infinity Gauntlet to be displayed. That one's obviously more towards collectors, okay? Okay, I get that. But then when you look at sets like the Avengers Compound and the new Benatar, or whatever it's called, they're just kind of like new, crappier versions, or just, minorly improved versions of the original set, or the original sets, and it feels like a cash grab. It really does. And it feels like there's not a lot of tribute being paid to the fans there. It feels like, here, give us all your money, and we'll give you something that's maybe a minimal improvement over the original kind of crappy-ish set, or a set that was actually okay. Like, the original Benatar is okay. Now we have the Benatar that looks slightly better, so give us all your money. That's my problem. It's because not only is it overpriced and it's not being marketed toward collectors, it's obviously sets like that, the Avengers Compound, are being marketed towards kids. The problem is that you don't even get the bang for your buck for that price. You're getting kind of a crappy looking set that looks kind of very similar to the first Avengers Compound, using that as an example. It's basically identical to the original, but you have a crappy looking Thanos and not a very nice looking build and some not very good minifigures, and it just feels like a cash grab. I guess you could say that about everything. You could say that everything's a cash grab at this point, but it doesn't feel like they're treating the fans. It doesn't feel like they're giving them what they want. This set is the kind of LEGO set that I appreciate. I don't have any personal attachment to it, and I don't have any interest in buying it because it's way outside my price range. It's going to be even more expensive here where I live than it will be for, I'm sure, many of you watching this video. So I don't have any personal attachment to it. I'm not a comic book fan. There are a lot of references and Easter eggs apparently in the build that I'm just not aware of. And I'm sure that, it's a good looking set. I don't really have a lot of capability of whatever criticizing or commenting on its accuracy to the comics or whatever, but it looks cool. It's a very cool looking set, and it feels like a treat for the fans. It feels like the opposite of the Infinity Saga sets, which feels like, okay, here's some crappy sets, give us your money. This feels like, hey, we appreciate you, and we'll just give you this kind of big golden goose of a LEGO set, and it's definitely working for a lot of people. I know a lot of people are going to get it, and I'm very happy for those people. I'm happy that they have, this really excellent LEGO set, and this is the kind of set that I appreciate. If you look at this, You look at the price point, like, you're getting the bang for your buck with this. You're getting, like, 25 minifigs or whatever. It's an excellent deal, I think, overall. Like, it's hard to, criticize LEGO's pricing when it's a set of this scale. So I'm not really going to criticize the price on this one. I feel like you're getting the bang for your buck. I feel like it's worth it. I feel like, you get a lot of good minifigs. You get a really excellent looking build, and it's just a treat for all the fans. And this is the kind of set that I appreciate. This is the opposite of the Infinity Saga set. So I have no real interest in picking this one up. It's way outside my price range. I don't have any interest in it overall. I don't have any connection to it personally, but I can appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. It feels like a treat for the fans, and I really like it. So now we're going to move on to the new Star Wars set pictures that were revealed today, and oh my goodness, these look pretty cool. I knew you guys thought I was going to say something negative there, but this actually looks pretty cool. So we already know this set. This set's been out for a while, the Tatooine Encounter or whatever. But this is why I wanted to wait to pick up, or to not pick up that set, because I was like, it doesn't really look that interesting, and it was the one set that had Beskar Mando, but I was like, I'm sure they're going to put him in more sets. And sure enough, here he is in 2 more sets, and we have a scaled-down Slave One. Now, I've always wanted a Slave One, like a LEGO Slave One. I think my brother used to have the old one, like from Attack of the Clones, but all the ones in past years have been like hundreds of dollars. They've been UCS sets. And here we go, and we have an officially, scaled down, decent price Slave One with the new Mandalorian Boba figure with the new repainted armor, which looks really freaking cool. And you have Mando in there. I guess maybe a little bit, more in the minifig department would be appreciated, but they've put so much effort into that Boba minifig that, I think it kind of makes up for it. And, it maybe some people will complain about the accuracy and the detail or whatever, but I kind of like the faded colors on it. I think it looks pretty accurate to the show, and sure, it's scaled down, but I've been waiting for a scaled down Slave One for years. So depending on the price point, I may pick that one up, because I've always wanted a Slave One. Then there's kind of this Grief Karga set based on the 4th episode of Season 2 or whatever, The Siege, with kind of this troop transport thing that they steal. And that feels like kind of a ripoff. I don't know, that set doesn't look that impressive to me. The build, I guess, is okay, but they put a mortar trooper in there, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, because a mortar trooper didn't appear in that episode. It only appeared in, the Boba Fett episode, the first one that he showed up in. So I don't really know why he's there. There's, 2 stormtroopers or something, and then Grief Karga. And it's just that doesn't seem like you're getting the bang for your buck there. That feels like a bit of a ripoff. I'm not really loving that. And then there's the light cruiser, Moff Gideon's light cruiser, and that one has some cool figs in there. As you can see, they're finally making Fennec. Fennec looks really cool. Cara Dune's coming in there, so I was going to say they should put Cara Dune in that one, but I guess she's coming in the light cruiser, so I can kind of forgive it. I hope that they do give, Fennec a hair piece and, a head piece or, a new face print. I mean, if they reuse the Mantis face print, I think that's fine, because I think that works well for Ming-Na Wen, but I hope they give her a new face and, kind of a new hair piece or something. But that helmet looks really cool. Moff Gideon, I mean, I can't really tell, because this is obviously a blurry image, but I think he looks pretty cool. I wish they would have made a new Darksaber piece, but it's just the same as the old Clone Wars sets, where they just have, a black bar and a lightsaber hilt, so that looks kind of lame. And then there's the Dark Trooper, which, I don't know, something with the Dark Trooper just doesn't work for me. The fact that it's a minifig doesn't really work for me, and there's only one of them, which is kind of lame, because there's 50 of them in the show. I know you can't include 50 in this set, but one Dark Trooper? Come on. Maybe they'll make, in the future, they'll make a Dark Trooper battle pack. That's kind of what they did with The Last Jedi when they made the Snoke's throne room set and included those cool Praetorian guards, and then a year later put them in a battle pack. So I have a feeling that might be what they're going to do with the Dark Troopers. They've even done it with Ahsoka, which we'll get into in a minute. But overall, the light cruiser, I mean, obviously it's scaled down, so I can't really criticize it too much in that regard, but something about the shaping of it doesn't really, work for me. Obviously, it's already outside my price range, so I wasn't going to pick it up anyway, but just something about the shaping looks weird to me. I don't know, just maybe it's kind of just the classic thing where Lego studs kind of make things look weird in terms of the surface of the build. But something about the light cruiser's build just kind of doesn't work for me. Like, it looks a little bit weird compared to the shape of it in the show. So, yeah, I know something about the light cruiser just doesn't entirely work for me, but it does look cool for like a scaled down ship, and the minifig value is there. So, yeah, I mean, I think that one will appeal to a lot of people. I don't have any like super big like negative feelings towards it, but I just, something about it, just, like, it just doesn't look great to me. And then we have the Bad Batch Shuttle, which is one that had been shown before. We already had images on these, but once again, I wanted to wait a little bit longer, just like the Daily Bugle, and we have more pictures now, so I'll talk about it now. And I like it. I know people were complaining about the sand blue on the shuttle. I think the sand blue looks fine. I'm not really like a person who gets really up in arms about color. I know that a lot of people got up in arms about the color of Kylo Ren's shuttle back in the day, and I don't know, I'm just not really the type of person to get up in arms about that. You got some speeder bikes, and then they're like the Bad Batch figures. It's kind of lame that they only included the Imperial, like, Dark Trooper or Death Trooper version of Crosshair. It would have been cool to get like an actual Bad Batch version of him, so you can have like all the members of the Bad Batch like in their costumes, but that's a minor complaint because I'm pretty sure for a majority of the show we're going to be seeing Crosshair in that costume. Although in the show I don't think he's really like, his costume is like all black. I think it's kind of like a darker like gunmetal color, similar to the color they used on the rest of the Bad Batch minifigs in the set, so maybe they should have gone with like a gunmetal. The rest of the Bad Batch look really cool, although, once again, I've already made my custom figures and shown them off, so I don't really feel a need to pick this one up. I don't know why they used that kind of Aragorn hair in black, or whatever, or that Loki hairpiece for Hunter. I think that they should have just reused the Sirius black hairpiece like I used on my custom one. But, like, the face prints on all the figures look really good. And the helmets, I don't know why, for a majority of the helmets, they just like, besides like Tech and Wrecker, like the rest of the figures reuse that same Mark II clone helmet or Phase 2 clone helmet, and I don't really think that works well for all of them. Like, Hunter has a pretty specific helmet shape that isn't like that. Like, the printing on them looks good, but I don't think that reusing that mold for all of them works well, because they each kind of have unique helmets. So I don't know what I think of that. And then finally, these are kind of blurry images, but we have the Clone Wars sets that have been revealed, and there's kind of the Bo-Katan Mandalorian ship. You can kind of see Bo-Katan in there, but there are different images of her that you can find online, and she looks really cool. She's a really cool-looking minifigure. And then we have the throne room fight from the Clone Wars Season 7, and it looks pretty cool. They've got, like, the holding cell for Darth Maul there, and then the throne, and kind of like a nice mural or like stained glass window behind them that looks really cool and accurate to the show. They included the same Ahsoka minifigure as the AAT set, which now I kind of wish I'd waited for this one so I could get her in a more affordable set, but yet again, I got that set as a gift and I didn't have to spend my money on it, so I guess no one's money was really wasted there. But I do kind of wish I just waited for this set because you've got both her and Maul, and I've been waiting for a way to get like a new updated Maul from like Clone Wars or Solo. I know that he came in like a book or something, but this is kind of another way to get a similar version and like a cheaper way to get him, so hopefully that set is pretty cheap and I can pick it up. I'm not going to get the Mandalorian fighter probably at all because I've already made my custom Bo-Katan and I'm happy with the way she looks. Same with the Bad Batch, but I do think all these sets look pretty cool. I like the Bo-Katan ship. I think it looks pretty decent. The Bad Batch Shuttle looks fine, just not really sets that I'm planning on picking up. I do kind of want to pick up the Slave One because I've always wanted a Slave One, and it's nice to have kind of a scaled down one. So depending on how expensive that is, I kind of want to pick that one up. And then I also kind of want to get this one to get like an updated Maul, because I only have like the 90s Darth Maul minifigures and like the one from Phantom Menace from a couple years ago with like the stupid grinning face. So I kind of want to get a different Darth Maul that doesn't have a weird grinning face. But yeah, that's pretty much it on these Star Wars set pictures. I like the way these look. I think that these are some of the better Star Wars sets we've gotten in a while build-wise. Like, even the Light Cruiser, despite me complaining about it, actually looks pretty decent. for a scaled down ship, and I think that this is one of the better Star Wars waves in a while, like in the past couple of years, because there are a few sets here that do appeal to me. I kind of want to pick up the Throne Room Duel and the new Slave One. So yeah, I'm surprised at how good these look. I thought it would be like another stereotypical kind of crappy Star Wars wave, but these actually surprisingly look pretty decent. And once again, I think the Daily Bugle is just a real treat for Marvel comic book fans and Lego Marvel fans, and despite me not having an interest in really picking it up, I think that it's a really great set, and it's the kind of Lego Marvel set that I can at least appreciate despite me not having any personal interest in buying it or just, talking about it a lot. Once again, it's not really my thing, but I have a major amount of respect for Lego kind of going out there and just kind of making a set of this scale. I think it's a pretty risky move, and I think it's a well-deserved kind of treat for Marvel fans. And yeah, so that's pretty much it on my analysis on the Lego Marvel Daily Bugle and the new Lego Star Wars sets. You guys, please let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, as always, I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.